Hey everyone, it's Jack from Hello Pumpkin DIY. Eric and I purchased a ceiling fan to install into our master bedroom, so we wanted to show you how we installed it. First step is you're going to attach the fan blades to the base. What you're going to do is turn it so it says this side up is facing the ceiling, and then so it's facing you as well, because ultimately this is going to go straight up. You're going to take your washers, which are made of cardboard, and then also your screws to be able to attach them. Next, you're going to attach the wall bracket with the mounting screws that should be with your box. If you don't, you can pick some up at your local big box store. I just use about 2.5 inch screws to put them up in there, and then it should be nice and tight. So when you move it, it doesn't move. Next, you're going to remove this pin that's within the down rod. So you just slide out this hitch pin, and then you're going to slide out this rod. Next, what you're going to do is you're going to loosen this screw that's within this ball, so that then you can remove the inside pin that's also in there that holds the ceiling fan, just like that, from the ceiling. Once the screws loosen, it'll actually come off just like that, and then actually the pin already fell out because it easily just goes in there just like that, and then kind of just tucks in there like so, just like that. So when you're trying to remove it, you just kind of slide it up, pull it out, and then the pin comes out as well. Next, what we're going to do is we're actually going to loosen these screws that are on the threads. So there's two of them, one there, one here, and then what we're going to do is feed this cord through the pipe like so, making sure the threads go down first. So then we're going to feed this through just like that, and then we're going to thread it once we loosen those screws. As you can see, I put my finger in there because you only have to back the screw out just a little bit to be able to thread the pipe through, but just make sure you loosen both of them. Your model might have 3 of them. This one only came with 2, so you only have to back them out just a little bit. Then once you have those backed out, you can slide the pipe down, and then you're just going to screw it in there ever so gently for it to catch. And then once it catches, you can hold on to it and screw it down. Might be a little tough, but you want to make sure it's really, really tight in there. So this next part might be a little tough to see, but what we need to do is we're going to line up the holes where the threads are at so we can feed that pin back through. So you just need to maneuver it so that the holes line up just like that. And then once the holes are lined up, you're going to take your pin and feed it through. And remember, there is a cord through there, so you're going to have to work your way around that. Then once you go around it, comes out the other end, and then you're going to use your pin that we took out before and clip it right there, and you're all set. Once you have those lined up and the pin put through, you're going to come back and just tighten these screws again right here so that they're as tight as you possibly can get them. As I mentioned before, this model has 2. Your model might have 3, but just tighten them as tight as you can get them. And double check. Then you're set to move on to the next step. So next, what you're going to do is you're going to first take the coupling cover, feed it up and through, so then it sits down on there. Next, you're going to take the kind of canopy cover and slide that on, and make sure that you have the kind of screws facing up, because this is what ultimately is going to hold the canopy cover up to the ceiling. So first put the canopy cover on, then slide the canopy cover on, and then you're ready for the next step. So next you're going to slide the hanger ball through and then line it up so that then the dowel rod can go through. Move the cords to the side, slide this back up so then it slides in, and then what you're going to do is then tighten this screw as tight as you can get it. Before hanging the fan, you're going to want to come up here and loosen these canopy screws. This is where the canopy is ultimately going to flow into and be tight against. So the further you have them down, the better it's going to be, because then you're going to be able to get the canopy up in there so that it sits flush to the wall. So once you get the hanging ball hooked into the mounting bracket, now comes the fun part of hooking up the electricity and working with this small space you have up here. So before you hook this part up to the electricity, what you're going to want to make sure is, since this is a remote operated and not by a switch, that these 4 match these 4. So right now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. So then that way, if you have multiple of these in your home, that you can set them differently for each of the different rooms. So we fast forward a little bit. I just don't have enough hands up this high in my master bedroom. So as you can see, we got the electrical all hooked up. So it's going to be black on black, white on white, and then all your greens are going to connect to your ground wire. Also, just so you know that there is now 4 wires in the electrical. So you might want to check to see if your red wire or your black wire is actually the hot one. The manual says black on black, but actually in our home, the red was actually the hot when you turned on the light. So make sure you check to see which one's your that's connected to your light switch. So then once you get it all hooked up, you're going to put the box inside the canopy along with all the other electrical, and then you're going to put the canopy cover on as well, so then it's all hidden up in that capsule so no one can see it from below. Here's a shot from below before we put the light in, so then you can see all the electrical is hidden up underneath there. So next you're going to hook up the light assembly. So it's just going to be this little plug into this plug, and then what you're going to do is you're going to take the screw that's falling down and you're going to have to put it inside this and twist. So that's what we're going to do here. So I misspoke prior. So what you need to do is take the LED light off of the case. So once you do that, then you can go and hook up the screws to that casing. And now what you're going to do is you're going to line these screws up to put the LED light back on. So hook it up first and then line up the screws. So last step before assembly is going to be matching this arrow up with one of these dots and then turning clockwise to tighten in the glass. And then once you are able to put that in there, assembly is complete. As a precaution, every time I mess around with electricity, I always turn the breaker off just because I've been electrocuted and it's not fun. So what I do is I come and turn the breaker back on. Let's go check out and see our beautiful new fan. Turn the light off. Turn it on. Low. Medium. High. Well, that's it. We installed our ceiling fan in our master bedroom. This ceiling fan actually came from the Home Depot. It's the Home Decorators collection. It's the Mari. It's a 52-inch in this room, so it's a pretty good size. It gives us a lot of airflow. That's what we really like about this one. This is the flat black finish. We'll put a link in the description to the one that we actually purchased. Here where we live, it's about $137 before tax. It's a great fan. This is actually Eric and I's second one that we've purchased from the Home Depot. This exact same collection, exact same one. We just really enjoy this ceiling fan. It's easy to install, as you can see from the video. This actually does come in a few other colors, like I mentioned. We'll put the link in the description below. So thanks for joining us. Let us know what other DIY projects you want to see. We have a few others in the work that we can't wait to share with you. So like and subscribe, and look forward to the next DIY project.